become more like brother and sister.
May I?
Yeah.
I've heard you make light of something that really bothers you.
Yes.
Hey guys, talking to you guys, talking to you guys about KJ and Claudia, and talking about the fact that, you know, as AJ pointed out, you make light of the needs that you have. And so I want to break this down for anybody who also makes light of their actual needs. This is a good video for you to guys watch and break it down. You know, the reason why people oftentimes make light of their needs is because they're not used to discussing and letting people know their needs. And this is often born out of childhood experiences where your needs were ignored, your needs were not taken into account, your needs were dismissed, your needs were never fulfilled, and thus, I should say never, but were less likely to be fulfilled. And thus, you built up an intolerance to saying your needs because it never yielded, or again, shall I say, it lacked, it oftentimes didn't yield the results that you actually wanted. Thus, what was born was keep quiet about your needs and let people kind of figure it out. And if not, I'll just kind of go with the flow. Right? But we're going to break it all the way down for you guys as well. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Like it, share it, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. And for those of you who are also returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. I want you guys to do me a massive favor before we go any further. Two things. Vote for me with the description down below in the box. Use a link. Vote for me. Paid, free, whichever one you feel led to do. Please, we appreciate you. Second thing is use a link down below as well. Subscribe to our new channel. Yes, we've got a new channel called Dark Arts 91 Podcast. We're just going to be doing things where we interview people, break down the game, break down manipulation. It's going to be real, okay? It's going to be real. So you're going to see a whole host of different videos coming out that will be talking about different subjects. So listen, watch out for that. But for those of you, okay, who are here for this particular video, let's break it down. Let's get the intro going. We'll talk.
Little black, you know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is.
Hey guys, and welcome again once more. We're talking to you guys obviously about KJ and Claudia, and I think some interesting things were made known in this. Let's watch the first clip.
And that's like the head game way of saying, this bothers me, but I'm gonna act like it doesn't bother me.
You know, I don't really tell him like how bad things bother me until now.
So what she is unfortunately falls prey to, which a lot of us do, is we let things pile on. We don't say how we actually feel. We don't tell people what we actually are going through because we're so used to not telling people. There are so many people in this world that I've met, including myself, who unfortunately our emotional needs never got met as a youngster, or they never really got met as a youngster. So what we did, we learned how to be independent. We knew how to get it done ourselves because we could not depend on the parent giver. What then that leads to is then an individual to almost hope that a partner is intuitive to their needs. So until it gets to the very end where you can't bear it anymore, do you say something? But by then you blow up. It's normally a blow up. Or you're passively aggressive in the movements you make. And AJ is about to point that out to Claudia in the way she becomes passive aggressive. Your energy shifts to your partner because when you're frustrated, you're more than likely frustrated about more than one thing in that moment. Thus, the argument becomes more intense. Thus, the distance we create becomes more tense. Thus, the relationship loses its spark and its energy and its fire and its vim. And all the while, it's because we weren't being honest with ourselves and being honest with you. We literally put down our needs to the bottom and say, no, I don't worry about that. I don't mind. When really we just have an adverse feeling to being able to disclosing that we are weak and that we need help. It's so hard to ask for help when you've emotionally had to provide for yourself, when you've had to emotionally tend to your own wounds, when you've had to look after yourself, fend for yourself, do everything in this life by yourself. When you have had to move through life like that, having to explain, hey, I got emotions and I got these feelings and I got these wants and desires that I want you to fulfill, becomes very difficult. Because you've never had a safe space to be able to explain how you feel. Thus, when you get into a relationship, you still continue that training that you've had from when you were a kid. All of it is training. You were trained in a particular way, and thus you implemented that training in a relationship. And until you acknowledge it, until you say, you know what, I want to change it, until you say this is not for me anymore, you're going to continue doing this kind of stuff. Real spit, you're going to continue doing this kind of stuff. So, you know, I felt for her. Let's watch a little bit more.
But I don't think he's used to that either.
You guys aren't siblings.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be lovers. It's okay to be vulnerable and say, you know what, babe, that kind of hurts my feelings, as opposed to jabbing him back.
Now, you listen to what she just said there. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay in a romantic relationship to let somebody know I'm vulnerable, I have feelings. Instead of what? Jabbing him back. And the reason why the jabs are coming is because you don't know how to communicate how you feel. And I said this before, emotional regulation. It's one of the reasons why I was single, and I'm still single for a little while now, because I'm learning about this stuff and I'm pinpointing my babies and going, yeah, bro, you was mad passive there, bro. Passively aggressive. You know, oh, that spicy talk that you were doing there, that's passive aggressive. You didn't want to be real. The truth of the matter is, in certain these situations, you know, what AJ is about to go into is that because we have a lack of ability to express how we feel, we will act it out. I've sort of emotional regulation. We talk about understanding, processing, expressing. Many people fail to express. They can understand and they can process. When you can't understand your feelings, there's huge confusion. Huge. When you can't understand what you're feeling, there's a huge turmoil within the individual person, which causes confusion and paralysis by analysis oftentimes as well, right? When you can't process, okay, your emotions, there are emotional shutdowns. We saw that with Jess, with Daniel, right? Jess shuts down because it's difficult to process the emotions he's feeling at that particular time and moment. It's almost overwhelming. Oh, the overwhelming ever. Anyway, yeah, it can be overwhelming, right? Then the next step in the situation, okay, the next step in the situation is that when now you can't express how you feel, you are going to show them how you feel. Hence why you become passively aggressive. Let's watch a little bit more.
Because he started it, and all of a sudden, there's, you know, even the way you say that, there's an energy that doesn't feel good, because that's why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So as you saw that, she said, now look what's happening. In your movements, when you talk, this comes out. Why does it come out? Because you can't express how you feel. And it piles up all in one go, and then it comes out. Right? The constant need to be working is actually a disconnect from actually your partner. It is an emotionally devoid, it's an emotionally detaching movement. To consistently work morning, day and night and not pay attention to your partner or not give them the time of day, quality time that they need is about being emotionally detached. Yes. Because again, asking for help, asking to be vulnerable is difficult because it seems like weakness. The ideology link is that asking for help is weakness, but asking for help is a sign of strength because you are aware of what you can and cannot do. And therefore, in your limitations, you have found a solution, strength. But it's not seen like that to people that are hyper independent. Well, if this is spoken to you, leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you recognize this pattern of behavior, listen, you've got to focus on you, baby. Do the healing work. Sit down on the bench if you've got to, okay? Look at the reasons why you keep doing this. Look back into your past. Assess where did it start from. Acknowledge it and then begin to face it.
Level black.